Ah, ja gut, was tut man nicht alles für die Frauen? Vor allem, wenn sie irgendwie immer geil aussehen. Mehr als die Mädels hier im Spiel sind echt... Wow. Hör auf zu brüllen. The king is dead. Long live the king. Okay, moin. Oh ja. Gott sei Dank ist das nicht Roche. Kann ich jetzt kacken? Nein. Scheiß Katze, verpiss dich. Die mögen sich. Sehr gut.
I want to fight.
Grant, tell me when you're ready.
Always.
Ready to fight anytime, even now.
Like to have some words with the Outlander first.
Alles klar, Björn, komm her.
It's about my Erica. See her? I got a win today. She's watching. I don't stand a chance against you. I know it well. But I was thinking, maybe you'd let me win.
All right. We'll do it like this. First fight, I'll take a dive. But then we'll go at it again. Best man wins.
Enough of this chatter. Fight!
Was tut man nicht für die Liebe? Oh Gott, er ist so schnell. Diese Gewalt. Oh no. Er hat sich so schnell ausgezogen. Elden Ring.
Thanks.
You're good with your hands.
Hey, I am.
War lange Single.
Wonder if he's as strong as he looks. Foreigner, watch your step.
Den gebe ich ihm, komm. Ciao. Oh, danke.
This has gotta be Yen's room. She always did like space. And luxury.
Alter. Alter. Welcher Penner hat denn das Einhorn ausgestopft? Und warum glüht das ein... Das ist terrifying. Warum glüht dieses eine Auge so? Das macht mich irgendwie... Alter, warum... Dieses Auge ist leicht unsettling. Hier, von da so... Oh wow, ein Einhorn. Es ist abgebildet vor dem Licht des nächtlichen Kerzenscheins. Es ist wundervoll. Jetzt auf die andere Seite und das ist aber so ein Eldritch Being aus... Keine Ahnung. Dieses Auge macht mich so ein bisschen fertig gerade.
The stuffed unicorn. She fixed it.
Ach, leck mich am Arsch. Das gab's schon vorher? Ja, toll. Und warum ist das eine Auge so unsettling? Ich finde das Licht. Das andere wird wahrscheinlich genauso creepy sein, aber ich finde es trotzdem geil, diesen Kontrast. Oh, weia. So.
No idea how she managed to bring so much clothing. Must have hired out a galleon. As usual, black and white.
Ist doch gut. Ist alles wichtig, wie ich sehe.
Glamour. Scent of lilac and gooseberries, even with the lid on. Taste hasn't changed.
Natürlich nicht. Water! Ja, geil. Buch. Ich will Buch. Gimme Buch. Buch? Buch. Jennifer's Journal. Der stoppt mich nicht. My thoughts turn with increasing frequency to the idea of capturing a djinn. If I could just harness its power. There's much I would gain. Amos var ipsis! Tom confirms what I have long suspected. That, despite my failure to do so previously, taming a djinn is in fact possible. Das war in Staffel 1, oder? Da war irgendwas mit dem Djinn. Ich glaube, die wollte ihn zähmen. According to Var Ipsis, the difficulties involved in bending such a being to one's will can be overcome. He managed to do so, at the least. Alas, this does not mean his methods will necessarily be useful to me. Each djinn is different. Each case requires a singular approach. I've more experience unraveling such magic riddles than almost anyone else alive. And if Geralt, with his talent for wrestling unruly magic beings, agrees to help, we just might find a way to do it. The problem is, we must first find a djinn. A daunting task unto itself. Aha, aha, aha. Let's get in, Yen. Let's go find a djinn. What? You read my journal? No. Of course not. Das ist mein Stash. Das ist ein Scheiß. Nein, nicht die Truhe besteigen. Du hast dafür Jennifer. Le Wild und. From farmers and herdsmen, milkmaids to midwives, all the common folk of the continent whisper, sharing tales of a wraithly percussion pounding across the sky. The Wild Hunt, they call it. Winds and gales, storms and blizzards arise when it is sighted, and all grows cold, though the sun shone bright moments before. Some remember only the cold from the shock of the encounter, and claim that riders come always in winter. But nay, this is not so. The hunt brings its own ice. Death and war gallop in its wake, or so the superstition goes. Yet evil enough is the hunt itself. It takes full captive. Youths. Ja. Also Jünglinge, richtig? Also junges Volk. It takes full captive youths most often. In the prime of their wildling years. With 10 to 20 summers behind them. The hunt rushes in and they disappear. Only to return long years later with no memory of what passed in the time between. Huh. Ja, alles salty, die Leute. Was haben wir hier noch? Wasser zweimal! Oh mein Gott, Jennifer, du hast für mich gesorgt. Oh. 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 Okay, nein. Was geht hier denn ab? Willst du noch mehr Wasser? The Last Wish. Hat man gerade auch. Ich weiß es jetzt, ich kenne das noch nicht. Human life requires 3 things for its sustenance: food, drink, and gossip. It is thus no wonder that no matter where I travel, be it icebound Povis or even Great Song, everyone asks me about the passions that bind Geralt and the sorceress Yennefer of Vengerberg. Aus wessen Sicht ist das geschrieben? As a man both cautious and discreet, I refuse to betray their secrets. Es ist nicht Dandelion. With one important exception. The history of their first encounter is so extraordinary, so romantic and moving, that it would be a veritable crime to hide its light beneath a bushel basket. Indeed, had I not witnessed these events in person, as doch Dandelion, I would never believe there was a room in our grim and dark world for such fantastic marvels. It all began when Geralt and I were feeling a bit peckish and unburdened by heavy corn pouches. Decided to fish our supper out of the lake. No bites were to be had, but we did not leave empty-handed. Malok snagged quite a lovely little pot. Oblivious to my friend's warning, I opened it, and in doing so, freed a powerful djinn. Ich erinnere mich daran. Without giving it much thought, I set about proclaiming my wishes. Before I could get to 3, however, the djinn, irritated, I see now in hindsight, at being issued demands so soon after waking, began to throttle me. Geralt was able to drive him off, but I was left in a sorry state. I acted, the Witcher told me later, as though under the influence of some curse. Clearly the help of an expert in the magic arcana would be needed. It was a good fortune that Yennefer of Vengerberg happened to be staying in a nearby village. Geralt went to her to ask that she healed... Jetzt bin ich über meine Zunge gestolpert, so ein Scheiß. Geralt went to her to ask that she heals his best friend, who happened also to be the brightest star in the Norse poetic firmament. Yennefer, however, was more interested in the djinn, which she wanted to trap into magic servitude, than in its victim, and it should be said played the Witcher like a well-strung mandolin. Yet rather than grow angry at being used in such a calculating manner, he fell right head over muddy boots in love with her. What happened then? Well, I won't go into details. Suffice to say that Yennefer's plans hardly delighted the djinn, and without its cooperation she proved unable to tame it. The sorceress would surely have met a tragic end, and taken all the wind along with her, had Geralt not rushed into her rescue. For once, he did not need to draw either of his blades. To send the djinn packing, he had but to pronounce the third and final wish. He could have asked for anything: wealth, fame, power. But instead, he asked the djinn to bind his fate to that of the arrogant yet intriguing sorceress from Vengerberg. Julian Alfred Pancratz, Viscount of Leadenhall, born 2032, award-winning poet, playwright and troubadour, frequent performer at the courts of Niedermir, Vizimir, Venslav and many other nobles and notables. Alumnus of Oxenford Academy. Julian Alfred Pancratz. Ein Teil davon ist auch mein Name, aber ich sag nicht welcher. Jetzt müsst ihr selber raten. Es ist doch nicht der. Also es ist Dandelion. Aber es war doch eine Dandelion dabei. Ja klar, Dandelion. Oder zumindest in der Serie war Dandelion dabei. Ich weiß nicht, ob ein anderer Alfred dabei war. Das weiß ich nicht. I don't know. A Sword for Witches. Ich bin irgendwie so in so einem Leseflow. Who are the hunters, you ask? Folk like you and yours, I reply. The decent kind, haters or lies. Doers of good. The kind who live according to the gods' laws, and nature's laws too. Those disgusted by the machinations of witches, magicers and non-humans. All that separates us from common folk is that we have the courage to take up arms, to defend our lands from evil, to slice out the gangrene that eats us from within. We have no leader. We haven't fought our land. The gods-fearing Radovid supports us with his gold at times. We've not sought him nor any other ruler any oath. We serve only the eternal fire, and we listen only to our own conscience. Oh god, fuck no. Oh, fucking alles? Okay. Who can join us? Any who is right of soul and sound of body. You can find us in every larger city in the north. We will give you board, lodging, and a weapon. We will explain how to spot the telltale signs of evil, birthmarks in the strange and arcane shapes, smooth skin on a matron aged more than 30 springs, and black cats kept in the yard, to name but a few. We will show you how to defend yourself from witchcraft, how to tame and snuff out magic elements with the Meridium. We will instruct you how to squeeze the sinner's darkest secrets out of them with a hot iron, and how to grant them cleansing death with the help of sacred fire. Well, look at you, another shit story. The Chronicles of Redania. Nein, das ist gut. Ah ja. Elegant Skellige Tunic. Ja. Schwarz-Weiß, ich glaube, das ist so ein bisschen bläulich. Bei Schwarz-Weiß passt, glaube ich, ein Blaues ganz gut dazu. Als kleiner Kontrast zwischen den beiden Farben. She who knows. Oh je, was kann das so sein? Folks say there were four at first. The mother, she who knows. The lady of the wood came here from a faraway land, and since she suffered terribly from loneliness, she made 3 daughters out of dirt and water. A long time ago, the mother was sole ruler of all of Velen. Her daughters brought her the people's requests and served as her voice. Each spring, sacrifices of grain, animals, and men were made to the Lady of the Wood on a special night. Yet as the years passed, the Lady of the Wood slipped deeper and deeper into madness. Her madness eventually spread over the land, Men took to abandoning their homes and setting out into the bog, where they became food for beasts. Before long, Velen was drowning in blood. The daughters saw their land nearing destruction and took it up themselves to save it. When spring came once more, and with it the night of sacrifices, they killed their mother and buried her in the bog. Her blood watered the oak atop and Carbon. Art Carbon, I'm sorry. And from then on the tree grew wholesome and hearty fruit for the people. As so the lady's immortal soul, it refused to leave its beloved land, and so the sisters imprisoned it. To this day it lies trapped beneath the imprisoned it. To this day it lies trapped beneath the whispering hillock, where it thrashes about in powerless rage. Die Mutter ist der Baum, dieser komische Stachelbaumbusch-Abszess, den ich unten in der Höhle gefunden habe. Und die 3 Töchter sind die Crones. Apropos die Crones, was war denn mit diesem Baum eigentlich? Ich habe über diese Frage gegrübelt wie ein Blöder, ob jetzt befreien oder nicht befreien. Und am Ende war damit gar nichts mehr, oder? Bisher. Oder? Auch so ein Ding, das mir jetzt gerade nicht mehr ganz... Ach Gott. Elder Races, Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring. Okay, nein, hör. Ja. Keine Ahnung, wirklich nicht. The Poison Source.
Saya DeVries, the poison source. Still turns to it for inspiration.
Es inspiriert Jennifer. Oh, the Elder Blood. The Elder Blood. Oh, Elder Blood. Wo ist denn das? Poison Source da. No one is born a mage. We still know too little about genetics and the mechanisms of heredity. We devote too little time and resources to his research. Sadly, we still conduct trials in the inheritance of magic ability using, let us say, natural methods. The results of these pseudo-experiments far too often can be seen in the gutters of our cities and begging outside our temple walls. Far too often we see and encounter brain-dead and moronic women, women covered in their own spittle and passing themselves as prophetesses, seers, village diviners and miracle workers, returns with brains generated by the uncontrolled power they inherited. These simpletons and fools can themselves breed, can pass on their abilities and continue the degeneration. Is anyone capable of foreseeing or defining what the last link in such a chain will look like? Most of us mages lose the ability to procreate as a result of changes and disruptions to the functioning of our pituitary glands. Others, sorceresses most often, mature into their magic powers with gonads intact. They can conceive and give birth, and have the audacity to consider that good fortune, goddammit, a blessing. Yet I repeat, no one is born a mage, and no one shall be. Aware of the gravity of what I write, I provide an answer to the question posed at the summit in Kideris. I answer with every certitude. Each of us must decide what she wants to be, a sorceress or a mother. Ja? Sagst du, Jennifer, dass, Wasser! Wichtiger als Lord of Sinter. Lord of Sinter kann ich. Habe ich glaube ich schon mal gelesen, oder? Doof für dich, Jennifer, dass du dir dein Leben rausgeschnitten hast, bevor Dinge geschehen sind. Moment. Bevor... Ching, ching, ching. Diese Schuhe sind so unfassbar scheiße. Apropos Schuhe, ich darf die Handschuhe nicht vergessen wie letztes Mal. Letztes Mal, als ich umgezogen habe, war ich so ein bisschen gebumst im Brain. Die Armbrust. Man sieht sie. Das sieht halt scheiße aus. Oh, lol. Das ist... Was? Ich habe einen kleinen Trick mit Feuer gemacht. Wie? Ich habe die Guards upsettet. Ja, jetzt sag mal, wo war denn die Truhe? Ich habe das noch gar nicht angeguckt, fällt mir gerade auf. Entschuldigung. Ich habe noch ein paar Sachen nicht angeguckt.
Her megascope? Guess she never goes anywhere without it. As Philippa Eilhart said, megascopes and toothbrushes. Deeply personal possessions.
Bin ich der Einzige, der wegen meiner Zahnbürste nicht ganz so possessive ist? Wo finde ich denn jetzt... War das die Truhe hier? Ja!
Right. Just not something I'd ever wear. But what don't we do for our... Who exactly is she to me?
Jetzt habe ich mich für sie überladen. Tolle Scheiße. Das ist auch schäbig, aber das ist sein Job. Naja, komm, was soll's. Weil das ist das Ding, ne? Männerklamotten. Overall, einfarbig, glatt. Was willst du da an Detailarbeiten ranbringen? Da haben Frauen Glück. Sehr, sehr großes Glück. Wenn Männer mehr Optionen in ihren... Oh, Schwein. Wenn Männer mehr Optionen in ihren Klamotten hätten, dann würden die auch verstehen, warum die Frauen immer gerne shoppen gehen und so weiter. Wieso bin ich jetzt immer noch überladen? Was ist das für ein Scheiß? Was soll das? Egal. Später. Jetzt bin ich hier im Schweinestall. Großartig. Wow. Falsche Taste. Entschuldigung! Entschuldigung! Ach, Hölle, ja. Ich bin überladen, na klar, ich kann gar nicht mehr rennen. Ich habe mich jetzt gerade gefragt, wieso kann ich nicht mehr rennen? Weil ich dumm bin. Die Schwert ist scheiße, komm, weg damit. Weg damit. Zack. Problem gelöst. Da fällt mir auf, hier ist ein Scherenmensch. Ich wusste, dass das geht, aber ich habe es noch nie gesehen.
Greetings.
Smooth seas this morn, as if the gods themselves were paying their respects to the great Conung Bran.
You a tailor?
I am. Only one in the
Oh.
Isles, most like.
Mist. Ah.
Take it you're good with scissors. Give me a haircut.
Tain't something I usually do, but it wouldn't be right to turn down a traveller.
So, was habe ich für Optionen? Es ist sehr deutlich beschrieben. Shaved except for a ponytail. No fucking way. Long and loose? No. Loose, not too long? No. Shaved on the sides, short on top and a ponytail. Maybe. Die Elven Rebel Cut. Was ist denn der Elven Rebel Cut? Klingt scheiße. Ich hoffe, ich bereue das nicht. Ach du liebe Zeit. Oh je. Yeah. Loosely Gathered ist mein normales, richtig? Jetzt sitze ich hier und probiere Frisuren durch. Ja, okay, gut. Was ist der Elven Rebel Cup? Für 10 Goldmünzen, das kann ich wohl machen, ein paar Mal. Passt sehr gut zu meinem Vorhaben. Was ist Long and Loose? Ach, nee. Das ist nicht, was ich Shaved nenne, aber... Das ist das letzte, oder? Das ist noch mit das Beste, will ich behaupten. Clean shaven auf gar keinen Fall. Bushy goatee and a short mustache, please. Ich geh mal durch einfach. Oh, hallo. No. Ah, das waren Haare, Entschuldigung. Oh Gott, sieht das scheiße aus. Ach je, nein, please don't. Das ist der Ewan McGregor. Gibt dem Look Farbe oder ist es wirklich so ein bisschen Ewan McGregor? Ach. Moment, das ist der normale, oder? Gib mir meinen normalen Haircut zurück, bitte. Ja. No, lassen wir das.
So long.
Ja, das sieht aber immer noch am besten aus. Aber hey, wir haben es mal gemacht.